Hi YouTube, it's Mr. Dodo8449 here. It's time for my next update since the 150 subscribers special update which I did, in which I just briefly flicked through everything that I'd been doing, so you didn't hear anything in sort of much detail. So I'm just going to go back over some of those things and a couple of other stuff that I've added as well. I'll sort of cover a few bits as I sort of work round. So we're going to start on the station on the most obvious change I've made, which is the there we go, which is this footbridge. I believe it's a supermodels kit. I think that's what it's called. It's actually the same style as my this, which is my goods shed. You can quite clearly see that the yellow fencing matches up, the brown brickwork matches up. So I'm going to weather that one down as well. Not quite as much as this one. But then I'll get the same sort of duller yellowy colour that I want. Now the footbridge is, I'm just putting the good shit back, there we go. Now the footbridge isn't stuck down or anything, but that is its final position. I've actually, there's actually a light inside of that, so it can't be moved anywhere really. Talking about lights, I've added 4 to the station, 1, 2, 3 and 4. There's also 1 in the station, in the station building, and there's 1 in each of the houses, the 2 houses and in the station, and in the signal box. I'll turn off the lights in a minute and show you. I'll turn off the lights in a minute and then I'll show you how it looks. I think it looks quite good. But before I do that, I'll just go through a few other bits. Now, moving down here, I've been trying to work on this bit here, but I haven't really got around to actually painting. I've been trying to work out how I can make oil spills look good. I've done 2 here, which you can see in the camera. I think they look quite good. Now, the way I did that was a bit of water and a little tiny drop of oil, little tiny bit of 3-in-1 oil, then mixed it up and just put a very small drop off a paintbrush, just put a small drop in the middle of those and it actually spread out itself. And I think that there looks very good. I don't know if this would work when it's painted, so I'm going to have to try that on a little area, but if not, then that there is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to fill in these gaps you can see between the cardboard sheets. I'll then be putting lots of oil down, quite a lot in this track, a little bit in this track here, and some around the step area. And I think that'll make the area look quite good. I haven't, as you can see, I haven't really got around to painting much at the moment. I've been doing sort of other stuff, as hopefully most people noticed. As well as that, I've been doing some painting of the buffers. Now this is a Hornby buffer. I think everyone knows they're usually just black plastic. I didn't think that looked quite good, so I've repainted that on myself. I've given it a brown coat all over. Then I painted it white background with yellow on the buffer stops, and that's sort of the style I'm going to be using for all of it. As if you may have noticed, quite a lot of my station buildings are brown, browny red brick and yellow wood. So I thought I'm going to try and keep that going the whole way through, so I've got yellow buffer stops. Now, the Hornby ones are a bit more difficult to paint. I was going to do a tutorial, but I thought, there's no point. You just pick up a paintbrush and paint it. I will say that if you are planning on painting your own buffers, I would go Picot ones, only because the Picot buffers, like this one down here, actually come in kit. And these 2 uprights are separate from the crossbar, but these are also already brown, so don't need to paint those, and you can just pull off this crossbar and paint this separately, therefore you won't get any paint on the rest of it. So the Picot ones are a lot easier to work with. I'll just show you one of a finished one. Camera focus, and that there is a finished one. As you can see, I think it looks very good. You quite clearly see the white background, the yellow stops, the little yellow light on top. I haven't had any bulbs to this. It's like an older layout, and I don't think there would have been light bulbs in the middle of buffers and stuff, but I might be wrong. And I think they come out quite nicely. Now, I've also done quite a bit of work here on the background. I've added, as you can see there's 5 new trees there. It's looking a bit too greeny, yellowy at the moment. So in that gap there, I'm going to be adding 2 dark green trees. I think that'll separate out that quite nicely, and once those 2 trees are up, that'll be it for the background. And I'm going to be adding a few more smaller trees, like, where's my finger, like that one there, around the front of it to create like a bit more like a foresty look. I'm going to throw in, well, I'm going to put glue down on the stained glass and throw in leaves and bushes and whatever rubbish. I might even throw in like rusted car or something like that in there, just to make it look a bit more, well, a bit more detail, a little bit, just a tiny bit of detail that sort of makes a difference. I think that area there is coming on quite nicely. As you can see, I've added 1 more tree to this side, which just finishes off that entrance there. I'm going to add no more trees there. But I think once I've added about 5 more trees there, 2 large ones, 3 small ones, that'll be it for this area. I might be putting down a layer of static grass over the top that's a bit more of a greeny colour, just on the outside of all the trees, so like the grass underneath is slightly less sunlight, a bit more dying, it's a bit more brown, and the tree and the grass on the outside is greener. But I'll be getting around to that once I get more green static grass. I've only got brown at the moment, so I haven't been doing much more. Before I move away from here, I'm just going to spin round. I've now got, well, I'll start from here. I've now added a back scene, which I think looks quite good. I've just carried on from what was there originally. I've now gone right round behind me, and I've actually run out of wood now. These are all stuck in, they're not going to move anywhere now, so they're all held down. I've designed it so if I undo about 8 screws or something, I can pull all these scenes out separately, and then that way if I need to move anything I can. But as you can see, it's just all the way along. I need to find a bit more of this wood so I can finish off the last little bit, but I'll just spin the camera around, and you can see how now the back scene looks. Very simple, grass and sky, and that is it. But I really think it all brings out the layout quite nicely. Excuse me. Yes, what else have I been doing? Well, I've been doing a little bit of planning. I'm trying to find, what have I done? It's actually around here where I've been planning, so let me just move around. Now this area here, I haven't done much to it, other than the turntable you can see in front of you, but everything on the far side of the track is basically not done. I've been trying to work out what to do there. I really want a road or something just to cut across, sort of cut across like this, from about there and just go straight down and around. I also thought of bringing a road in from here and down, and maybe a dirt track instead of a road, something like that, and then a lot more pine trees sort of there, sort of a bit more of a mixture there of pine trees or Christmas trees, whatever you want to call them, as well as sort of like big oaks and things like that, to make that a bit more of a mixture forest, whereas the one behind me is just, well, I don't know what those trees are really called, but yeah, they're not pine trees, simple as that. Well, I'm going to do the same sort of thing here eventually. Under the trees is going to be brown static grass, outside of the trees will be green static grass, or a bit more green tinge to it. I'm trying to work out where to do a road. Now, the reason it's difficult is because just off there is actually a drop, and there's a track running around the back, you can just see it. Now, if I put a road bridge in there, it would actually collide with the roof of trains and stuff as they went by, as there wouldn't be enough clearance. I don't really want to do like a road bridge there, because that then will make it mean I've got to put like a main road in. So I've been trying to work out what to do. I've sort of come up with the idea, which I mentioned earlier, was the dirt track coming down here, made of polyfiller, then comes up towards this track before curving back round until it crosses over about there somewhere. And it will be, well, the bit on the far side of the back track will be tarmac. As it crosses over, it will just turn to a dirt track, and then as it hits over here again, it will turn back to a tarmac track. Main reason for that is I want it to be more of a disused sort of road that farmers use to get to and from fields rather than a main road. So yeah, that's just a little plan I've been trying to work on. The final thing to mention is, now I don't know how bright this is going to be in the camera, if the camera's going to like it or not. it's fine. I've now added some lighting, as you can see. I think the camera's out of focus on purpose there. But I've now got a lighting rig up there, which now means that my layout is nice and lit. Makes it very easy for making videos now. So yeah, so I'm actually going to stop the camera now. I'm going to change the position and I'm going to show you the whole layout. Then I will turn off the lights and show you what it looks like in the dark. So here's just a shot at night, and when I flick on the lights, we now have, well, as you can see, a nicely lit station. I've got 4 lights on the actual station itself. I've got 1 light in the footbridge, and I've also got 1 light down here in the well, if I remove it, you can see it's quite bright there now, in the station building. As well as that, I've got 1 light in each of the houses at the top. So yeah, they're nicely lit. Not all the rooms are lit. Some of them have got like I put a black sheet over them, so it looked like the lights were off in there and on in other rooms. The signal box as well, that's got a nice light in it. But yeah, I think it just looks quite good. So if I just bring a train back into view, if I change the there we go. So I had the point set the wrong way, so the wrong train moved. There we go. Another thing you might notice is that the train at the top here is actually illuminated. The reason for that is that I've actually cut a big square hole in the bottom of this. You might be able to just see it there in the picture. Yeah, you can. Big square hole in the bottom of that. 2 reasons for that. One was so I could access the light bulb to stick it in properly. But I also wanted to stick 1 light underneath, and instead of wasting instead of using another bulb, I just left that hole open, and it actually like illuminates that bit of the track quite nicely. I think it looks quite good. So yeah, that there is the. Where's the lights? There's the lights. So that is my station. Before I take you up to look at the whole layout, I just want to say I've been doing some modifications to my controller. Wait, let me just zoom out. And it's a standard R965 controller. It's got the standard control with the forward and backwards and stuff, but I've now added this little switch, which is actually turning on and off the lights. So I've done a how-to video for that, because I think it looks a lot neater having all of this on one control rather than having it on this here and a little switch there. It was just easier for me. So I've got a little how-to video of that coming up as well as that I've got a little video about the wiring, how I've done that on the layout, because I'm sure somebody will find that useful. I've got quite a few how-to videos coming up. The lights is another one. I think that they're very cheap to make, very simple to make, and I'm sure that people will want to try it on their layout. And they're very easy to change to whatever taste you want, whatever design and style you want as well. But mine are quite simple at the moment. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any comments about the layout, then please just leave them below. As always, please click the like button, or the favourite button, whatever you want to call it, and check out my channel. Yes, more videos coming up soon. I've just mentioned a couple of them, and updates, regular updates as well. So thanks for watching.